Or I'll make a school group that's like something super cheap, like, I don't know, $7, 17, $27 a month, and post all the recordings there. I don't know, something I thought about. What's up, everybody who's jumping in? So we're just doing like a little hangout sesh, little Q&A sesh. I'm probably going to kick these off like once a week because I'd love to just chat with you guys more and get a feel for like what you're going through right now in your wedding business and what you need help with. Um, going in. Okay, I am live on YouTube. So I think I can pull the chat up here on Riverside for YouTube. Public chat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, which nobody is right now, then I'll be able to see your chat here. Okay, let's YouTube is yeah, YouTube's open to the public. Yeah, it's just full-time wedding pro. Okay, all right. Let me go back through questions. Kira, what's you got 3 questions. How do you fix getting financially unqualified leads from ads? Usually when you're getting unqualified leads, it's like you're just not adding enough resistance in your sales process. Um, we're running paid ads for wedding photography and getting plenty of inquiries and bookings, but a large percentage of the couples who book end up being tight on money or unable to afford our pricing. Um, yeah, so it kind of just depends. Like in full time wedding pro, we actually had a client recently talking about how he was charging 5K starting, and his average price was around 6 and 7K. And I think it was just for one service, like just photography. And he had a 5K listed on his website. So when he was getting couples in from ads, they were seeing the 5K on the website, and they were like, "Boom, 5K!" It's like right there at our starting rate. And then they would get on the call and they weren't booking at 6 and 7K because their budget was 5K. So literally all he did was he changed the price on the site to like, I think 6K or 7K or something around there. Or I think he did a range where it's like the average couple invests this to this. Andrew, if you're on here, feel free to correct me because he posted this last week. Um, and literally overnight, he was getting couples who were coming in like booking at his prices. So, it seems like a really, really simple fix, and that's because it is. But if you're getting a lot of unqualified leads and you define unqualified as financially unqualified, then it's as easy as putting a starting rate or a range or a financially qualifying question on your contact form. Like simply saying, "Hey, our average couple invests $7,000 per wedding. Is this within your budget? Yes or no?" And if it's not, then they won't answer. Or if it's not, then they won't inquire. Now, if it's like, if you're defining unqualified as something separate than finances, like if you're an elopement photographer and you're getting regular wedding inquiries, that's not like obviously it's not a pricing thing. You just need to be a little bit more direct with your messaging. But usually if it's just a pricing thing, the biggest thing that we see, like as far as fixes goes, is just listing the starting rate or a range. Super easy. You can also put it in your ads too if you want. We got a lot more people jumping on. What's up? We got 6 people. Good to see you guys. So we're just doing like a hangout and Q&A. So if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'm just hanging out too. And how many people got on YouTube? So we're live on Instagram and YouTube. So if you guys see me like answering a question that you don't see in Instagram, it's because we're on YouTube. But we've only got a couple people watching on YouTube. So would you guys be down to like join like a school group or something? Or just find a way to like get notified when these go live? Whether that's just like an email sign up or like a school group or something. You say like yes or no in the chat. How do you recommend testing ads when some paid ads are working, but I want to test more creatives? Bria, you running like on Ads Manager? Yes to the group. Cool. I guess there is a little bit of delay on IG too, but oh well. Um, so yeah, Brie, if you're running ads on Ads Manager and like they're working, Meta Business Suite, cool. I'll usually like tell my members to just leave it alone and not do anything. But if you want to have more ad creatives ready to go, make them. Just don't launch them. So yeah, that's usually what I say. But if you want to test more, you can put them in like the same campaign or a different campaign. You just got to be aware that like you're introducing unnecessary risk. I've seen a lot of times, like a lot of times in my program where photographers will have winning ads and then they're like, "Oh, I want to test more," and then they'll throw more in the campaign, and then the new ones will steal ad spend away from the winning ones, and then their results will just so that's why I say be really careful with it. Do you recommend running video ads, single image ads, or carousel ads for wedding photography? All the above. They all work. I've not seen any specific medium perform best. Honestly, it's pretty split down the board. I will say for full time wedding pro though, we don't have a lot of people running carousel ads. So you know you can try it, but usually like my people are doing like single image or single video ads, or running dynamic creative. But um, yeah, it's a strategy we teach in the program. But I literally like 50-50. I would want to say they all work. I would recommend testing both. Feel free if you guys wanna ask me, like, non-ad related questions too. But, yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, what's up? So we're live, probably go live, like, once a week. Maybe in a Facebook group. So if you guys wanna, like not a Facebook group, I don't use Facebook, a school group, a school, like, SKOOL. If you guys wanna join, like, a school community, I'll probably what I thought about doing is making one, like, free to join so you guys get notified when the live streams are working, and then, like, if you guys wanted to do, like, a, $7, $17 a month for all the replays, I think that'd be cool. You can, like, ask me stuff. I don't know how I'd do it, but we'd see. Okay, I want more ads to attract a different kind of bride, but I have a winning ad that's working super well and don't wanna mess it up. Should I run a different campaign? Yeah, I would do a different campaign for sure, if that's the case, because you can control ad spend that way. Yeah, that's happened too in my program before. Like, we've had people who have, like, really, really great performing ads, like, they're booking, like, 15, 20x profits, like, it's ridiculous. I've even seen higher, but they'll have ads that are just, like, the couple is, like, 80% there, but it's not just exactly the types of weddings that they're wanting to book. So it's like it's a funny scenario when that happens because it's like, "Oh, crap, do I turn off the ad? Do I test a new one?" It's a tough situation for sure. Like, what I would say is, just kind of like figure out, okay, if I'm good financially and I want to take the risk, then you could turn the other one off and run the other one. Just be aware that launching anything new in the campaign or even in a different campaign can affect the ad that you currently have running. So just be careful with that. Um, I was looking for my phone. I'm literally on my phone. Sorry, my wife just texted me. I was like, "Where the heck is my phone?" I see your question, Kira. Okay. All right. Cool. So let's see. So, guys, if you guys are just joining on, we're doing like a little hangout and ask me anything. So, if you guys want to ask me anything about your wedding business, about ads, about branding, about pricing, whatever, we got you. We got you. In terms of branding, how do we build more trust with prospects before they inquire? I assume they are getting hit with ads from competitors left and right. So, this is a really good conversation. I don't necessarily think you guys should focus really, really hard on building trust before the inquiry because you got to think about how people do it. Also, is that like a filter or something that's on right here? No? Okay, that's weird. Wait, can I share? Oh, I can share photos and videos. That's cool. Oh, there was a filter. Weird. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we're normal now. So anyway, Kira. So I don't think it's necessarily the most important thing to try your hardest to increase trust with people before they inquire. I actually think it's way more important to do it after they inquire. And I'll tell you why. When people inquire for a wedding or any service, if anybody's interested in any service, and I want you guys to think about like how you buy services, okay? When you fill out a contact form or you book a call or you schedule a consultation with some business, right? Usually you have very little information on the front end. And then when you get that consultation, you book that call, whatever, that's when you're like, okay, I want all the information. I want to know all the details. I want to know the pricing. I want to know like what's worst case scenario, what happens if it doesn't work. I want to know like details, time investment, whatever. Like that's when you're like, and also I want to see testimonials. I want to get to know the person, right? Especially if it's a very personal service that you're doing. So what a crucial mistake a lot of photographers and videographers are doing right now is they're like, okay, I'm going to put all of my effort and increasing trust and providing authority and all that stuff on the front end, which I think you should do, but you should also have equal effort in doing so on the back end. So when couples inquire, that's when you want to hit them with specific content that will give them that trust factor. It'll increase the authority. It'll put them in the right frame of mind to buy from you. And we talk a lot about this in Full Time Wedding Pro, but a lot of the ways that we do this is face on video, your face on video speaking to the couples. And that could be as simple as talking about who you are and why you do what you do. It could be talking about the experience that they're going to go through. It could be giving them information about how to book you. It could be in retargeting ads, or it could be in email sequences that you send to them after. And it's answering frequently asked questions. It's getting them in the right frame to speak to you, right? So, like framing content, for example, would be content based around here's why we charge what we charge. Here's why you should spend more on a photographer. Here's why you should book your wedding sooner rather than later. Here's why you should have both you and your fiance on the call, so you get these benefits. So like it's giving them framing content, but it's also then overcoming objections. So it's like, what happens if you don't deliver our wedding? What happens if you get sick? How do we know that it's it's you, and like the editing is going to be consistent, like whatever, right? So it's like there's a lot of ways to increase trust. The biggest way that I go about it is I take a list of hey, what's up? So it's good to see you, Tori. So I take a list of everything that would stop a couple from hiring me. Every single thing that they would be hesitant about, have questions about, have an objection about, and then I make content to solve those things before they get on the call. That's what we do. And obviously we have examples and stuff inside Full Time Wedding Pro, but I'm not here to pitch you guys. Just chilling. What's up, Eric? Eric, I'm doing live streams once a week and one YouTube video a week. We should do one together. All right, guys. Yeah, like I said, hang out and ask me anything, whatever y'all want. What are some ways you get them to see our videos content after they inquire? I try sending them information. So it there's several ways, right? So you have to kind of hit people where they're going to be um, where their focus is, right? So if people are heavily consuming stuff on social media, then what you could do is you can make all these video pieces and you could put them in a specific retargeting ad, only showing to people who've booked a call with you or inquired with you, or just anybody who's gone to your website. It's very cheap advertising strategy. We call it Omni inside Full Time Wedding Pro. You could also send them emails. Now, when it comes to emails, what I don't prefer doing is sending like a, hey, I shot you this video, click this link. What I would actually rather you do is write out a super long email, like 500 to 1,000 words, that is topic specific based on all of those reasons somebody would not buy from you. It hits their inbox, they read it. You don't need to send them to another page, and they've got it. Those work really, really well. And then you could obviously too just like have a confirmation page where it's like, hey, I need you to watch this. I need you to go through this before you jump on the call. And there's some ways that you can kind of incentivize them. So like if you're showing pricing on that page, you could say like, hey, here's our pricing breakdown. You're giving them what they want. And they're like, oh, cool. Like I want to see pricing. So I'm going to go to this page so I get what I want. And then in doing so, you're also telling them what they need by giving them all the other information on the page. So we have a specific flow in Full Time Wedding Pro where it's like inquiry, book a call, confirmation page, and then all the other back end stuff that people are doing right now, and it's working extremely well. I mean, we've had people hitting like 20 and 30K days because the people are just going through the content, and then couples are getting on the call and they're booking on the call. It's wild. So like we started doing this a few months ago, and it's just been insane. I also chatted with I talked about this with Nathan on our podcast recently. And if any of you guys are in Nathan's program, I'm doing a live stream for you guys next month inside the program. It's gonna be pretty cool. This is cool. I like this. I feel like I'm giving out too much sauce. I'm gonna get messages from people in the program. They're gonna be like, "Hey, shut up." What else you guys got? Again, for those of you guys who are joining, YouTube's dead, yo. We got 2 people watching on YouTube, and I think I'm one of them. I might just keep this on Instagram. Maybe a school group too. The legend. Oh, what's up? What's up, Giebs? I see you on YouTube. Yeah, maybe we'll just do this on Instagram. So once a week, maybe if you guys actually want it once a week. And I'll tell you guys why I'm doing this too, if you're just curious. Um, so you guys know I love Hermosi. I've been to the acquisition workshop several times. I've talked with him. I've been in their acquisition group and all that stuff, and gotten to know their advisors really well. And one thing that he said was, yeah, thank you, Bree. Yeah. So one thing he said was, he said, I believe social media is always going to be skewing more towards the truth. And the truth, authenticity is live streaming. I mean, that's literally what it is. You guys think about like iShowSpeed and all the other live streamers, like Twitch streamers, like they just have insane cult followings. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to make a cult. I'm just playing, but like I know that with Full Time Wedding Pro, I've not made a lot of organic content, and I need to. It's just like the ads have been doing so well. Like for Full Time Wedding Pro, just transparently speaking, I've had an average of a 10x ROAS, return on ad spend, for 3 years. So like I've never really had to make organic content for Full Time Wedding Pro, but I know that in doing so, that I'm maybe not helping as many people as I could, and it's not just about money. So like yeah, I just want to make more organic content, help you guys out. So yeah, that's why I'm doing live streaming. I think like I want to make YouTube videos, but I also like I hate sitting down and just making a YouTube video. It's so annoying. This seems more fun to me. And I think if you guys like it, then we'll do it. And I can get clips and post the recordings from this. So it's great. Maybe we can even have them like topic specific. Who knows? I got console. Hey, see you, Bree. All right, Kira, let's see. What do you think the biggest mistakes you see your clients make when running ads that's stopping them from making money? Love this question. I wish every full time wedding pro member was watching this. So, what are the biggest mistakes that people make running ads, right? That stops them from making money? I think, and I'm just going to list out all the ones that come to mind. Okay. So, number one, relying on ads as a primary marketing channel. I think that, well, I don't think I know that the more people who you run ads, but then you also use other marketing channels in your favor will make your ads cheaper. What's up, Zakiah? Good to see you. What's up, Lee? So if you're just relying on ads as a primary marketing channel, and by the way, I'm like, I did this. So I'm speaking from experience here. You are a slave to the meta algorithm anytime they change, right? Which happens, right? They just released Andromeda in November. We pretty much had to completely rehaul all of the ad training in Full Time Wedding Pro because of it. So that's the first thing, is like relying on that. If you're a photographer, filmmaker, or whatever, because I know other people here follow me. If you have like other businesses that are in the wedding business or not, like just any high ticket business, if you're just relying on paid advertising, that's one of the best ways that you can royally screw yourself over time. It could work on the front end, the short term, but long term, it's not great. So I would also be relying heavily on vendor referrals. I would be doing social media, long form and short form, live streams if you want with your couples. You never know. Um, SEO is great too. I don't know much about SEO, just transparently speaking. I used to, but things change. ChatGPT and all that stuff is here now. So I actually have an SEO guy named Blake in the program in Full Time Wedding Pro, and he teaches it. But yeah, so relying on ads is one of the biggest things. Number two is, I would say, like, not testing enough. So like with any kind of paid advertising model as a channel, you have to test a lot because you don't know what can work, and you can't be emotionally tied to any ad that you make. So, and I say this because I've sat down and I've made a lot of ads, and I sometimes I get emotionally like attached to them, and then I'll launch them and they don't work. And it's like, ah, crap. You also can't get attached to any specific strategy. So like we run ads to websites, like just like the website homepage, but then we also run ads to DMs on Instagram. And then we also run ads for followers on Instagram. And then we do retargeting. And what I've seen is like sometimes the website ads will work great for some clients, and sometimes they won't. Sometimes the DM ads will work better. Like you guys see Kayla from Classy Productions in all of my testimonials, because she just does insane. I think she did like 500K her first year with Full Time Wedding Pro. She pretty much just runs DM ads now. Some people just run follower ads, and they're great. Some people just boost posts, and those work great too. So the biggest thing though is like you need to test. Like, boosting posts is going to be the most like available thing for you guys to do. But like you can't just do one or two and think, okay, cool, we're good. You have to literally do like 10 to 20 to 30, and then measure the results from each and figure out what's working the best. You have to put some money behind it. So, testing is huge. Third thing I will say that screws people up when running ads is, and this is something that is very entrepreneurial when you think about it. You get something that's working, and then you make it stop working. You screw it up by either testing more things or changing something because you get a little bored, right? And then you sabotage your results. That, guys, that happens way more often in Full Time Wedding Pro than you guys would probably realize. I cannot tell you guys how many people who have been in my program for like a year or two, and they're crushing. They're booked out. and then they change something or they try something new and it doesn't work and then they're freaking out. And then I'm like, hey, go back to what was working. Stop screwing yourself up. And it works great. So yeah, just I'll cut it there. Like 3 ways that people screw themselves when running ads. Like, not testing enough. I don't even remember what the first one was. Relying on it as a sole marketing channel. I would say another one would be like not really focusing on the branding and the sales part because a lot of people think ads are just kind of like a silver bullet. Like, hey, I'll just go run ads and I'll fully get booked out. But it's really not that simple. Like, all you're doing with paid advertising is essentially paid social media. So if you're posting things on social and nobody cares, if you're trying to send people to a website that sucks, that's not super niche down for your ideal clients, if you don't have pricing that's going to convert well or an offer that's going to convert well, spending money for reach isn't going to do anything. Like, you're just going to be sending people to a bad offer. That's why full-time landing pro is structured the way it is. We have phase one, which is branding, and then we have ads. Like, I don't ever just tell people go straight to ads because we used to teach ads only. Back in like 2021 in Full Time Wedding Pro, we only taught ads. I didn't really teach much about websites or social media or branding or whatever. We had about like a 40 to 50% client success rate. So like, if you join the program, it's like a flip of a coin if you'd have success or not. But when we added $1 Million Brand and we started actually talking about branding and pricing and website structure, that went up to a 98% client success rate. Guys, I've processed like 5 refunds in 5 years for Full Time Wedding Pro. Um, just because everything we do works so well. Again, I'm not trying to sell on this live stream. So that's, yeah, I just wanted to say that like branding is so important. Okay, scrolling back through. Zakiah, how can I get clients? That's a very big question, Zakiah. How are you getting clients right now? Let's start there. All right, Sam. What's up, Sam? This thus might be a dumb question, but how do you know for sure that you got clients from the ads? Do you ask the clients when you book? You can. So like what we do is in Full Time Wedding Pro, we actually do purchase tracking. So we will usually send couples to a page on the website. It's a hidden page. And that page has a pixel event. If you know anything about Meta, like the Meta pixel, that page will have the purchase event. So when couples land on that page, it'll fire off the purchase event on Meta, and then you can actually go back to your campaigns and see what ads people bought from. It's not perfect because Meta only has a 7-day attribution window. So basically, what that means is like if you get a couple that clicks on an ad and then they inquire, and then 10 days later they book you, it's not going to show to that ad because you have to do it within 7 days. So it's not perfect. What a lot of my clients will do is two things. One, they'll ask. So they'll literally just say like, "Hey, like, did you see an ad? Like, what ad did you see?" And they'll answer. Or number two, they will measure overall bookings from like an incremental lift from running ads. So like, for example, if last month you weren't running ads and you got 1 booking, and then this month you started running ads and you got 3 bookings, and then next month you got 4 bookings and 5 bookings, then you can't really tell that way what ad they came from, but you can tell that ads are having an overall incremental lift on your business. So that's how. But yeah, the Meta, the ads manager is good. For those of you who are, if anybody here is spending like a lot of money, like you're making like anywhere from like 500K a year plus, you can also use third party tracking software like Hyros or whatever, and it's like really good. It pretty much has an unlimited attribution window, but like I don't even use it, so it's not a lot of people use it. But good question, Sam. Hope you're doing well. All right, what else y'all want to chat about? So again, we're just doing like a little AMA hangout. I don't know how long we'll go for. I don't even know how long we've been going for. 23 minutes on YouTube. So we started a little bit before that. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing this like once a week, y'all. It's snowing here right now. What the heck? You can't, yeah, yeah. You see it? You see the snow? It was literally like 75 degrees yesterday. What is Tennessee? All right. What else y'all got? Brrr. Should we do this once a week? What do you guys think? You like this format? I think this would be cool. I also want to make more podcast episodes. I said this earlier, like the process of like sitting down and just making a YouTube video sometimes is so annoying because I always like I don't ever really know what I want to talk about, but I know that I probably should. I know I probably should also get on more podcasts in the industry. So if you guys want to see me on any podcasts, let them know. Yes, sweet. Thank you for giving me content, Kira. Please, y'all keep asking questions. The more questions we get, the better. So yeah, for those of you guys joining, we're just doing like a little, hey Kayla, what's up? We're just doing a little AMA and hangout. Probably going to do these like once a week or so. Might make like a little free school group, so you guys can get notified whenever we're doing these. But Monday is like my content day, so they're probably going to be on Mondays. Kayla, I was talking about you earlier, how you're running DM ads. Ayo. So yeah, whatever questions y'all got, or we just hang out. It's like, okay, hold on. I know I just showed the snow, but like, look at this. It's like really coming down now. The freaking phone's hard to see it, but man, what do you think is the hardest part about running ads? Probably just the mindset. Like the sometimes I call myself like therapist Peyton in Full Time Wedding Pro because like um as wedding creatives, well, just creative people and creative entrepreneurs in general, we tend to get really in our heads. If like the business has success or failure, month to month, week to week, day to day, even. Like I've got people in the program, and this is actually really funny. I've got people in the program who will like message me, and it'll be on like a weekend, and I don't usually respond to messages on the weekend because like I'm living life. And they'll be like freaking out because like they haven't gotten any inquiries in a few days, and then like Monday will come around, and then I'll be like, hey, like what's going on? And they'll be like, oh no, I'm good. I got like 4 inquiries. So ads are I like to say that ads are inconsistent on a micro time frame but consistent on a macro time frame. So like when you're running ads, you're not going to see an inquiry a day. Usually you're going to have a few days go in between, you're not going to get any. Then you're going to have one that comes or two or three in a day, and you're gonna be like, oh sweet, it all evens out. So I think the hardest part about doing paid marketing is separating your emotions and just making like database decisions instead of freaking out. But this also goes into being successful in other areas, like Kira, I think it was you that asked about the close rate earlier, or maybe it was, I don't remember, but like close rate, for example, right? Like I was talking about earlier, if I had like a 50% close rate, I would feel like that's too low, even though statistically speaking that's great. So like that's something that we come into across a lot in Full Time Wedding Pro is people will be like, "Hey, I feel like I'm getting ghosted a lot. Like I'm getting ghosted so much." And then we'll look at their close rate and it's like 60, 70%, and we're like, "You're fine. Like just keep doing what you're doing." Like expect to get told no, expect to get ghosted. It's fine. You have to separate your identity from the success of your business. Because your business is it's not a living thing. Like you are a living thing with emotions and all that stuff, but your business is a cold, and that's going to sound crazy, but your business is a cold, data driven thing. Okay. So, like, that's why we always look at percentages and we look at numbers and we say, okay, like, how many times are we getting ghosted? Like, how much money are we spending to get an inquiry? What is our profit? Like, that's how we make those decisions instead of thinking, oh, I feel like this is not doing well. So, Michael, I see your camera looks amazing. What are you using to make it look so good? It's my face, brother. No, it's Sony A7 IV. You guys obviously on Instagram. I'm on my phone, but like Sony A7 IV. And then yeah, I'm also thinking about painting the back navy. I think I want to do it. What's up, Sam? So yeah, we're doing, guys, on Instagram, on YouTube, we're doing a little hangout slash ask me anything. So like any questions y'all got, let's rock it. What makes you say DM ads are the best? I don't think they're the best. I think they're just good. Like the thing about like marketing strategies is like they all work really, really well, but like you have to, like, they all lie on a spectrum. So if you send people to your website or landing page or whatever, and you get an inquiry, you get a call booked that way, it's it's great for a few reasons and it's not great for other reasons. So the ways that it's great is you don't have to actually like go in and have a conversation with a DM to get a call booked. You just send people to the website does all the selling for you, and then you get the inquiry. Sounds great. But then you also have to take into consideration that because you're not having a conversation, the conversion rate's lower. So when you're running ads, it's more expensive. Usually with our website strategy, we'll see people have like a 10 to 15x profit. With the DM strategy, because you're spending more time in the DMs speaking to people, it's a time intensive marketing strategy, but usually you'll see higher profit. So that's the difference. DM strategies are great. Follower ad strategies are great. Website strategies are great. They all work. They just work in different ways. So I don't think there's any that are the best. Um, it's all dependent on like, do you want more profit or do you want to sacrifice a little profit and save more time? It's up to you. Do. Oh, I see where Kayla said DM ads are the best. Okay, so I get you. I get you. Yeah, I thought you were saying I said that, and I was like, I don't think I said that, but I get you. All right. We close most of our clients by DM, texting and DMing, just close to Costa Rica without ever hopping on a call. Yeah, Kayla, you're an anomaly in that sense, which is why I want to do a call with you and have you teach this in Full Time Wedding Pro because you're doing so well. Did you ever have an issue yourself in the past with selling on a call? Yeah, well, kinda. So, like, I came from sales. I sold internet and then I sold health insurance before I started doing weddings. So, like, I never I never really had a big issue selling, but what hurt not what hurt, but, like, what made me nervous was going up in price because I was selling fairly low ticket stuff before, things that are, like, a few $100s, and then when I started selling, 5K and, like, 10K wedding collections, I was like, "Oh, this is weird." Like, I feel so weird, but, kinda just forced myself to get over it, and I was like, "You know what? Like, stop being a little." I don't know if I can cuss here actually. No, I'm on YouTube. I definitely can't cuss on YouTube. Stop being a little bee and just, ask for the sale, Just kinda had to get over it. And, it worked. Like, I've literally like, I started just doing FaceTimes in the very beginning back in, like, 2021 and 2022, post-COVID. I was just doing FaceTime calls, and I was closing people left and right, 5, 7, 10K just on FaceTime, just saying, "Hey, you wanna do it? Let's go." But, the fear of closing on the call is a very prevalent fear for full-time Wedding Pro members. So, I have to say all the time, guys, like, you can't just let the call go. Like, you have to ask for the close. You have to. And it's probably gonna feel weird, and you're probably gonna be anxious about it. What I like to do is I like to, kinda reframe and redirect the anxious energy into excited energy. I think a lot of photographers and videographers, they'll hear advice from people like me and other educators say like, "Hey, you need to like be confident on a sales call and stuff like that." And then they'll kind of almost be a little bit too nonchalant on a call where they'll be like, "Yeah, so, here's the price and there you go. What do you want to do?" And it's like, I don't love that. I don't like that energy. I've always approached couples with genuine excitement. I'm like, "I really want to book your wedding. Let's go. Like, let's book this now. If I had your credit card, I would do it for you." Like, that's the energy I gave them. And I feel like that's why I converted really, really well. But everybody sells differently. So, yeah. I booked 5 calls and made no sales. What do you see as the main reasons why? So, like, here with that, like, it's energy is part of it, but then also asking really good questions in the very beginning of the call is huge. We call it the discovery phase. We sit in the discovery phase for a long time, like 15, 20 minutes. And it's not like questions where it's like, what time are you getting at the wedding? And like, what time is your ceremony? And like, do you want like golden hour? Like, we don't plan the wedding on the call. We're asking more sales related questions. So things like, when do you want to book this? What's your budget range? If the budget range is too low, like, hey, can you go higher than that or not? We'll ask things like, have you chatted with other photographers? What do you want in a photographer? If they've chatted with other photographers, what do they like about the other photographers? What do they not like? What type of style, what was the reason you guys chatted with us in the first place? Sales related questions like that. And then, detailed questions about what they really, really want from the photography and from the videography. So that's where you can get into a little bit of like a planning thing. But I think like a lot of photographers and videographers fall back to just like timeline for no reason. Like those, whenever I do call reviews and it's just like timeline planning the whole call, I'm like, no wonder they didn't book you. It's boring. It feels like you're on a freaking consultation call for a tax strategist. Like, you should be leaning in with excitement and getting deep on what the couples really, really want in their photos and in their video. And if they don't know what they want, that's where you can actually step in and direct them. So yeah, like those are the two biggest reasons is energy, not asking for the sale on the call and not confidently doing it, not showing enough excitement. And then number two, just focusing way too much on planning the wedding on the call. You don't want to do that. You want to like every question you ask should be intentional. I also don't like dive super deep in the couple's story. Like it's cool to hear about how they got engaged, but like they've probably told that story 1,000 times by now with other wedding vendors. I don't care what they do for work. I don't care like really where they live. I mean, unless it's relevant. Like, they're there to do a deal, I'm there to do a deal, and I'm there to make sure the energy is high as we do the deal. That's my focus. What are your thoughts on pricing? Hold on. Do you find being mid-range in pricing hurts you with getting luxury? So, Sam, it's all about how you define it. Everybody defines luxury and mid-range differently. So, do you want to give me like some numbers? What I was chatting about this with Nate. I think the like the 3K for one service area is drying up a little bit. Like we're seeing more and more that photographers are finding it harder to book at like 3 to 4K because those couples are really just wanting like 2K, 1500, 2500 at most. I think it's just because like the whole macroeconomic thing that's happening right now, potentially as well as the war, making people a little bit tighter with their wallets. Okay, Sam, so you're right there, right? So like in you're in Tennessee, right? Or are you in North Carolina? My friends are telling. So yeah, that range is a little bit hard. Whenever and from what I understand, you have a lot of experience. So like whatever a photographer, videographer is in full-time wedding pro and they're at that level, and as long as they have like a good brand and good work, yeah, that's why I thought Tennessee. So I would actually probably push you to go 5K starting, which is gonna sound crazy scary, but like what we're seeing is like that 5K to 7K market across the whole United States is just really, really good. Couples are buying there for value and for trust, not for money. But Sam, like speaking as somebody with experience in this area at East Tennessee specifically, it's hard to book at 5. Well, it's not too hard to book at 5. It's harder to book at 7 and 10 in this area. So like when I started raising, my average price was about 7K for one service. I had to start going to like Nashville, Knoxville, Asheville, not even really Asheville sometimes, but like Charlotte, Raleigh. I had to kind of go around because like the East Tennessee area where I'm at in Johnson City just it wasn't just very sustainable. It's a very small area here. And you can only shoot at Waterstone so many times. I'm realizing the key to convert cold traffic from ads into pit. Wait, what is the key to convert? Oh, the key is to convert cold traffic from ads into paid bookings. What do you think are some really good tips to make cold traffic want to become a buyer? Love this question. If you want your paid ads to work really, really well, you have to replicate the organic buying process in a paid ad, okay? So, think about this for a second, guys. If couples book you organically, they are either one, coming from a vendor or a past client and being sold on you, or number two, they are going through your content. They've probably been following you for a while. They have been going through your content. They've seen your stories. They've seen photos, videos of you. They've seen your work, right? They've probably been to your website a ton of times and then they finally decided to do it. You don't see that because all you see is, oh, I got an inquiry organically. That's great. Right. And then you just attribute it to whatever post you posted last. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it is, but that's not always the case. So, how do you replicate the organic sales process and take that super long time frame and condense it down into something that only takes you a few days? Content based advertising. Okay. So we do make ads, but we don't just make direct response style ads where it's like, if you're getting married, book me. We also use top of funnel, Instagram content base. We use retargeting content, kind of like I was telling you earlier with the Omni strategy. We flood them with content. We get face on video. We make a lot of content, and that's what replicates that organic buying process. It's all about content. Like if you guys like I would challenge you, if you got your face on video and you made one video a day for the next year, you probably would never have to worry about bookings again. And it's like, what video do I make? Make different videos. Make one YouTube video a week. Make a reel every day or two. Make videos that go on your website. Make videos that would go in ads. Just get your face on video once a day, no matter what. And you probably will have zero effort in booking weddings in the future. Maybe not even a year, maybe like 6 months. And you'll get really good on video. Whenever I was first starting making video content, I did a 90-day video challenge. I didn't like post the videos. I made a video every day for 90 days. I didn't post them. I only did that. This was a few years ago. I only did that so I could get good on video, and it helped. And I feel like this is actually helping me a lot too. So yeah, my talking to the camera ad is the biggest winner. Yep. Yeah, Kayla, your talking to camera ad for me is one of my biggest winners too. So thank you. So yeah, Kira, like I would just get face on content as much as possible. Like a lot of people think that couples follow you for your work, and that's not the case. They follow you for you. Your work was just the thing that attracted them to your page in the first place, but they stay for you. I might just do these on Instagram because YouTube ain't, which I haven't posted on YouTube. So I get it. I get it. Consistency is key. All right, guys, I'll probably wrap it up here in a minute. Y'all got any final questions? This is good. This is really good. Like I said, I'll probably do this once a week. And yeah, if you guys like want more content from me, YouTube video. YouTube. But yeah, any so for those of you guys who are joining new, what's up, Keela? Just doing a little hangout slash ask me anything. So if you guys just want to hang out or ask me any questions, I got you. We'll probably go for like another 5-10 minutes. Maybe cut it like 3:30. And if you guys want more content from me, just full time wedding pro on YouTube. And there's a ton. JCP photojournalism. What's up, brother? We're just doing a little hangout slash ask me anything. I got 5-6 minutes. So if you guys want to chat about anything, let me know. But yeah, this is a good little live stream. Think about doing these once a week, maybe making like a little free school group, so you guys can like jump in there, chat, and ask questions and be notified for the live streams. That'd be cool. What's up, brother? How's things going? So yeah, YouTube. I think our peak was like 4 viewers. At least on Instagram, we had like 10, but we'll probably have more. You know what? Actually, I think I can revive my dead Wedding Pro Collective group. I think. What's up, Callum? What do you say to the haters? No, I can't cuss because I'm on YouTube. So, um, what would I say to the haters? I would say that if you think I'm a scammer, go through the 600 posted results on my highlights. How could you argue with that? Like, you just can't. I don't think there's really any scammers in the wedding industry right now. I mean, not any that are big anyways. There's definitely some better programs than others, but I don't think there's any like I think pretty much almost every big educator is a really good person in this industry. Can't say the same for the coaching industry, that's for sure. But yeah. Any other questions about branding, pricing, ads? What topics do you think I should do for these guys? Like, do you think we should just keep them like AMA, or should we do like topic specific ones? I'm down. Where can we work with you these days? One full time pro in school, but I heard there was Slack. What, Kayla? You're on the Slack? Yeah, there's a Slack. DM me. I'll DM you the Slack. You were I know you joined full time pro a while ago, but I'm pretty sure you were in Slack. But yeah, no, the Slack group is popping. What's up, guys? So if you're just joining in, we're just doing like a little AMA and hangout sesh. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, no problem, Keela. Yeah, just shoot me a message. What's up, Jocelyn? So yeah, guys, just a little AMA hangout. I'm probably gonna do these like once a week on Mondays. I don't know what time. Mondays are kind of like my content days. So if I'm not doing this, I'll just be making like YouTube videos or ads or whatever. So probably put a poll up and be like, hey, what time should we be getting inquiries from Omni? Omni is less about inquiries and more about just shoving content in people's faces. So like you can, but like I've never had like inquiry specifically or calls booked specifically come from Omni. What usually you're looking for is a reduction in overall costs. So like if you have like a average of $100 cost per call, um, and then you launch Omni, it should go down to like 70 or like 60, and then the profit should be higher. Why do you think you've been able to grow so quickly as a coach in the wedding photography niche and stand out compared to others in the space? I follow a few others, but none like you. Thank you, Kira. If you could please explain what you mean by different and what makes me different, that would be so great because I love that feedback. I don't know if I've necessarily grown quickly. Like I started full time wedding pro in 2021, so it's been about 5 years, almost 5 years. Um, I don't know. Like I think just being I'm definitely a little bit more edgy than a lot of uh I think a lot of educators really play it safe. But I kind of just jump on and I just kind of say like whatever the hell I want. Um which is why I'm doing live streams. And I think a big part of it was like when I entered the industry, there was really nobody teaching ads to people who were charging 5K or more because the whole narrative around ads back in like 21 and 22 was like, you have to run discounts and giveaways. And I was like, no, you don't. That's dumb. You don't have to do that. Like, I'm not doing that. And I'm booking, 5, 7, and 10K weddings. So why does everybody say that? So I pretty much just started teaching it and then boom, for sure, edgy. So that's why it's, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Kira, I appreciate the compliment. If you could like explain what you mean by like, how I'm different, that would be so great because I like whatever that is, I would love to lean more into it for sure. Yeah. I appreciate the compliment, Keela. What's up, Frank? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so we're just doing like a little hangout slash AMA. I don't have to cut it at an hour. I could keep going, but I don't know. I'm just chilling. I don't even feel like usually after like an hour of answering questions, I usually feel pretty drained, but I feel good right now. I also had an amazing workout today, so that probably helped. But yeah, guys, what up? What up? What up? Doing a little hangout slash AMA. Ask me anything. And if you guys want me to do like specific topics on these live streams, let me know. Just like drop it in the chat. But um, I'm definitely going to make a group, like a school group, where you guys can join, and you'll be notified whenever we go live. And you could like post and answer questions. I might even put some free content in there, probably, just to give like everybody somewhere to go. I think it'd be pretty cool. I've got a big old email list too, so I can fill it up really quickly. I should have sent an email blast for this live. I didn't even think about that. Man, wasting the 30 grand I spent building that email list. If you guys aren't doing building email lists, they're great. Love it. So yeah, any other questions y'all got? Like literally, I'm down to answer anything. Like ad stuff, pricing stuff. Melissa, what's up? Hypothetical question: excluding face to camera content, anything else you see converts cold traffic with no ads into buyers? Yeah, if you're not doing face to camera, I would lean heavy on case studies, testimonials, and honestly, just your work. Like I talk about like, yeah, you want to post your face and all that stuff, but like at the end of the day, people are buying your work. So just pushing the boundaries of your own style at every chance you get, being more creative and posting the work that your couples want to see. That's it, you know? And leaning, like I said, leaning heavy into testimonials, case studies, um, features. Have you been featured? Although I've never gave a shit about getting featured for my wedding business. I just never cared. But I will say for the photographers in my program and videographers who do go after those couples who want to see features, it does help. So yeah. Although I heard Vogue isn't gonna let you guys do that anymore. I don't know. I saw it on the vendor table. We still got 0 viewers on YouTube. So I gotta figure out how to make YouTube work for this. But Instagram's been where it's at so far. Maybe I'll just do Instagram. I don't know. Or maybe I'll do the school live streams for you guys too if you guys want to join a school group. Oh yeah. What else we got? So yeah, if you guys are joining late just now, we're doing a little hangout slash ask me anything. And I'll probably post the replay on Instagram. No, on YouTube. Yeah, that'd be cool. What were some of the patterns you noticed with your biggest clients that crushed it with ads specifically? What do they do differently with the cold traffic than other clients you've worked with? So whenever you're talking about like behaviors that separate people who have success versus failure, it's gonna sound like a weird answer, but a lot of times it's just the effort in implementing the material that they learn in Full Time Wedding Pro. Um, like this goes for anything. Like anytime you guys learn anything, if you don't do it with 110% effort, you won't succeed. So, I answered earlier, like, what were some of the ways people get screwed when running ads? If like the opposite answer to that is not being afraid to spend money, not being afraid to test, doing the work required, and then maximizing every other marketing channel. Like that's really it. Um, and hitting hard on content. Like the people who have website like videos on their websites, FAQ videos, they face to camera, I think is huge right now. Price transparency, pushing the boundaries with their work. Like they are just when you think about the effort that they're putting in as a business owner, not just a photographer, it's a 12 out of 10. Like that's what really differentiates people who have success versus people who don't. Which I know it sounds like, oh, you guys got to work harder. But I mean, sometimes that's really just the case. Like when there's a specific framework that I apply to getting results and growing a business. And it's you have to do more of the right things to do it. That's it. That's the only way to grow a business is by doing more of the right things. If you don't know what the right things are in any specific challenge you have, whether it's running ads or pricing or closing more people, if you don't know what the right things are to do, then you need to learn the right things. But then when you know the right things, you would just have to do more of them. That's it. It's that simple. But a lot of people will overcomplicate it. For example, you need to make content, right? You need to post on Instagram. You need to do this, but you don't want to. So you just go work on your website. That's not good. That's not doing more of the right things. So a lot of times it really just does boil down to that. But the biggest thing is like the knowledge and education. If you don't know what to do, that's a totally different problem. You ever help anyone with styled shoot ads? I'm sure you have, but yeah, Keela, it depends on what you're selling for the styled shoot. So like if you're doing like $100, $200 a ticket, it's not very profitable. But if you're doing like a really high end styled shoot in like a nice location and you're charging like, a grand or two, then you can make it work pretty well. I helped my friends with like their Iceland workshop. They were charging like 3K for it and they did great. But yeah, low ticket ads like that, they work. They're just a little bit harder to make profitable. That's it. So I usually like to, if you're doing like a low ticket thing, for like a styled shoot specifically, it would actually be a little bit more beneficial for you to find other people with audiences and then have them cross promote. So, all right, guys, probably gonna jump off here in a minute because we're an hour. So, any last questions y'all got? And then we'll probably jump back on Monday. By then, I'll probably have a school group and everything made. So, yeah, you guys can join and we can chat. And shameless plug, if you want to join the Full Time Money Pro, go for it. It's a great program. But no, it's not for everybody. So yeah, again, anybody jumping on, we're about to wrap it up, but just doing like a little hangout slash ask me anything. So if you guys want to ask me anything or whatever about your wedding business, about ads, about pricing, branding, whatever, to do it, join. I don't need to sell on the live stream because Kayla will be selling. Yeah, no, yeah, it's a good program, but I know that not everybody can afford a several $1,000 program. So even with a payment plan, so that's why I want to make more organic content, help people out. So yeah, any last like little questions or topics y'all want to chat about? Oh, Instagram's actually going to cut me off in 2 minutes, so stop DMing me asking it's real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody always DMs Kayla. Oh, love it. I have a minute and 40 seconds remaining until Instagram cuts me off. So y'all wanna ask anything else right now? Again, we're just doing a little hangout slash ask me anything. So who the heck? Got somebody out front of our house right now delivering a package. Probably something my wife bought. Yeah, oh my gosh, we actually have a couple viewers on YouTube right now. Let's go. What's up, guys? So yeah, a minute remaining. Anybody have any questions? Anything y'all want to chat about for a minute? Branding, pricing, ads, whatever. I really liked your podcast recently. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate it. Do more of those. Yeah, if you guys want me to get on any podcasts, let them know. Let them know, and we will. Um, I guess I could also reach out to podcasts and be like, "Hey, I would love." So, oh, I almost got on the Heart and Hustle podcast. I was literally scheduled to be on their podcast, and then the day before, they shut their podcast down. I was like, "Guys, come on." Oh, but no, I would love to be. I would love to chat with them. I love them. I would love to be on the vendor table. Love them too. They're so funny. Um, I think Cassidy Lynn has a podcast. It'd be great to chat with her too. I've already been on Jake and Nate's. I've already been on Nate's twice. Nathan Chansky's. I've always been on Summer School. So yeah, any other podcast you want me to get on, I will. I got 5 seconds. Heard you on Nate's. Love it. Thank you, Keela. All right, guys. Peace. That was pretty good. Adios, YouTube.